From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 4th, 2016. Silver is trading at $18.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,302 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $709. Antiwar.com reports in comments broadcast on Iraqi state television, Prime Minister Haider Abadi confirmed that his nation is ready for a full-scale military confrontation with neighboring Turkey, insisting Iraq does not necessarily want war, but is prepared to deal with Turkey as an enemy. The comments come just over a day after Turkey began massing tanks and artillery along the Iraqi border, which Turkish officials insisted were simply aimed to prepare for potential developments in the region. The two nations have had testy relations for over a year, however, related to a number of Turkish ground troops deployed in Iraq without Abadi's permission and their refusal to leave. Turkish President Erdogan has claimed Turkey retains an interest in Mosul, whose loss to a League of Nations ruling in the 1920s they don't recognize, and Erdogan has also warned that Abadi and the Iraqi government are not at his level where they can speak to him as an equal on the matter. The U.S. has been trying to keep the two nations at least civil for the sake of the Mosul invasion, but claims by Pentagon officials that the two had an agreement in principle to work together clearly never panned out, and tensions are still on the rise. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a week after Penn State University lost a defamation lawsuit from a former football assistant. The school learned Thursday it faces a fine of nearly $2.5 million by the federal government for violations related to the Jerry Sandusky sex abuse saga. The U.S. Department of Education announced that it is seeking to levy a penalty of $2.4 million against Penn State after a thorough review of the Sandusky case. Investigators said the university failed to comply with the Gene Cleary Disclosure of Campus Security Policy and Crime Statistics Act of 1990, a federal mandate that requires schools that participate in financial assistance programs to log and report crimes that occur on and near campus. Under the Cleary Act, the department can fine institutions that don't comply up to $35,000 for each violation. Education officials said they found 11 serious violations. The proposed fine is by far the largest ever issued by the Education Department for a Cleary Act violation. The previous record fine was $357,500. When her plush and comfy life suddenly and unexpectedly fell apart, Brooke and her dog Cloud set out to defy the odds. If this is a man's world, as they say, living on the streets is no place for a young woman. One day she awoke in the redwood forest and realized she had become a hobo. How to Be a Hobo by Brooke Willett is available from Amazon and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a federal judge on Thursday refused to block enforcement of a New York state law barring voters from taking photographs of their marked ballots to post on social media. U.S. District Judge Kevin Castell in Manhattan said it would wreak havoc on Election Day logistics to issue a preliminary injunction against the law which prohibits the display of so-called ballot selfies. Under the law, which dates to the 19th century, it is a misdemeanor for voters to share the contents of a completed ballot. Violators could face up to 1 year in prison. The judge said that because of the imminence of next Tuesday's elections, the voters needed to show a clear and substantial likelihood that their lawsuit would succeed before he could issue an injunction, and that they had not done so. Castell wrote, "The public's interest in orderly elections outweighs the plaintiff's interest in taking and posting ballot selfies, though they remain free to express their political message through other powerful means." Leo Glickman, a lawyer for the plaintiff, said in an interview his clients were disappointed by the ruling and do not plan to appeal it, but will keep pressing their case ahead for the 2017 election cycle. He said people should be able to express themselves freely by photographing their marked ballots and putting them on social media feeds if they wish, adding that state legislators have expressed interest in having the law repealed. New York is one of 18 states in the U.S. restricting the taking of photographs in voting booths or of a marked ballot. Another federal judge on Wednesday refused to halt enforcement of a similar law in California, though bans have been voided in states such as Indiana and New Hampshire. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.